How are you doing, Shankara?
Good.
Shankara, I got a new bike
Nice.
for trails that you're touring.
Very
Good.
nice.
Shankara, I have a question. How you manage to ride on this old bikes? How?
Let me tell him why I love two-stroke bikes.
Shankara, how are you able to tour on two-stroke bikes?
It's actually simple, man. You just put the 2T oil mix with your petrol, start the bike and you start riding. You have air in your tires, you have petrol in your tank and you've got the open road in front of you. That's it.
But how reliable are these?
They're actually very simple technology. The technology in these bikes is so simple that but two-stroke technology automatically means that you have only two strokes happening in the motorcycle. It's a power stroke and an exhaust stroke. There's hardly any maintenance. What are the moving parts in a two-stroke bike? There are no valves. There's only ports. So vehicle is extremely simple. The powertrain is extremely simple technology. It's human-driven. The best thing about these bikes is that they're so engineered for human interaction. There's hardly any maintenance. If you have engine oil in the motorcycle, you have petrol and your 2T mixed, your electrical systems are decent, your vehicle will go on and on and on. Never any stoppage on these motorcycles. I hardly have any problems when I travel on these bikes. The only thing is, yes, because it's a two-stroke, it heats up. So you need to slow down a little bit. You need to take a lot more brakes than you would take in a normal four-stroke, but that's part and parcel of the game. You learn to figure out what the vehicle is telling you. That's why I said, it's all about the human part of this interaction that we've got with this motorcycle. It's about how you understand your machine. I know, for example, when the machine is heating up, and I know it's asking for a brake. So I just stop. We both need brakes every 50 kilometers.
Are two-stroke bikes difficult to maintain?
Not this particular two-stroke. This one, for example, has got an enclosed chain case, so I don't need to ever even chain lube it. No lubing required. The carburetor is a pretty simple mechanism. You can take it out yourself, clean the jets up, you can tune it yourself. This particular motorcycle has got a capacitor discharge ignition, so therefore I don't need to worry about contact breaker points. I've got really amazing wires. I modified my motorcycle to have the kinetic Honda wires. They are extremely thick and they almost never say die. So I don't have cable breakages. My chain doesn't give me a problem. My points don't give me a problem. As long as my petrol and 2T mix is fine, and my engine oil is changed every 10,000 kilometers, the vehicle just doesn't say die. It just keeps moving on and on and on.
Pretty good.
It's literally a fill it, shut it, forget it bike.
So I know that you have around 12 Java and ESD, right?
Yes.
Why only Java ESD? Why not some other brand?
It flows back to my last answer. These vehicles are all beautifully engineered for the human interaction with the machine. Look at this. For example, come here. I'll show you this. If you look at this, this is your kick lever for the motorcycle, right? This kick lever, you kick and you start it, and once you've left it down, it turns into your gear lever.
Okay.
So the gear lever, for example, then it is then activated automatically.
Okay.
Now you also have a chain case which encloses the entire chain. No dust, no rust, no unnecessary interference with the elements. So your chain lasts longer. It doesn't need lubing. Your clutch case has basically got a automatic clutch over here, semi-automatic clutch. This semi-automatic clutch is activated through this wire to this clutch. So whenever this clutch is pressed, the semi-automatic clutch is also activated. The semi-automatic clutch is also activated when you move it into the gear. So for example, look at this. When I press this, you will notice this has become more freer, right? So it has activated the clutch. If I leave this, now the clutch is still active. Can you see this?
Yes.
Come here. Can you see this? This is in. Now when I leave it, it goes back. See, these are all small things, and if you, with that semi-automatic clutch, the taxation of the problem of taxing your gearbox comes down considerably. So that's why I love this, and this is available across all the models that we've got in Java. It's not just the Road King. It is there in my Perak, it's there in my Road King, it is there in my Twins, it's there in all the bikes. No other bike really has this kind of technology in it which is meant to improve the riding performance.
Okay.
So I love the brand because of that. It's what they're thinking that they have put from the consumer orientation that they have put into their design.
I have one last question.
Okay.
What is the difference between 2-stroke and 4-stroke bikes?
That's okay. So it's actually pretty much simpler in a 2-stroke. It's slightly more complicated in a 4-stroke.
Okay.
A 2-stroke has only ports. Ports basically means it's got openings.
Okay.
And the openings are for the inlet, which is basically from your carburetor, the carburetor which gives your air fuel intake.
Correct.
So that's one of your intakes, and then this vehicle, for example, has 2 ports.
Okay.
Which send it out into the 2 silencers, which are the exhaust ports. The Road King per se has 1 port, which basically breaks down into 2 exhaust ports.
Okay.
The other old Javas, for example, have 2 ports below for the exhaust. So the old Javas are twin port, single cylinder. This one is a single port, single cylinder, but branches out into 2 different ports. Now, in a 2-stroke vehicle, there are only 2 strokes. There is a power stroke and there is an exhaust stroke.
Correct.
So as the vehicle as the piston is going up from the bottom dead center to the top dead center, it compresses the fuel, which was available, which has come in from the carburetor infold.
Okay.
Right? The manifold has given in air fuel ratio. It has come inside. It is now getting compressed. It gets compressed, goes all the way up. The spark plug on top will give the spark, and the power stroke happens.
Okay.
That's how it explodes. That's an explosion that happens, right? So it comes down. As it's going up again, it's getting exhaust. The exhaust gets thrown out of the exhaust port.
From the exhaust port.
So these are your two cycles that you have. There's just 1 stroke which is your power stroke, second one which is your exhaust stroke.
Correct.
In your 4-stroke motorcycles, you have 4 strokes. You have an inlet stroke, which is basically when your fuel comes in. Your piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center, creating a vacuum. So the valve will open, the fuel will come in. The second one is a compression stroke, which will compress the fuel. The third is your power stroke, which the spark plug will give a spark. So it's powered down. And 4 is again your exhaust. So your outlet valve will open and your exhaust will go. So that's basically your differences between a 2-stroke and a 4-stroke. The 2-stroke has 1 power stroke every 360 degrees as it goes top dead center to bottom dead center to top dead center.
Okay.
The crank has gone 360 degrees round. Right?
Okay.
So it gives you 1 power stroke every 360 degrees. Your 4-stroke will give you 1 power stroke every 720 degrees. 2 revolutions, it will give you 1 power stroke.
After every 720 degrees.
Yeah, which means 2 revolutions.
2 revolutions.
So every second revolution you get a power stroke. So when you have a parallel twin, for example, normally there is a power stroke every 360 degrees. So when one is getting through your power stroke, the other one is going through your compression stroke. Got it?
Yeah.
So not simple as that. And you have an inline 4, it's beautiful because you have a power stroke every 180 degrees. So your vehicle gets more and more smoother, which is why you'll notice your cars are much smoother because they got 4 cylinders. They are 4 cylinder, 4 strokes. Twin cylinder 2 strokes are even more faster because you have a power stroke happening every 180 degrees. So it's that much more faster.
That's why. Shangada, now I'm feeling more confident touring on my bike. Can I take your bike for a spin?
Do you realize my bike has got a Kickstarter?
Yes.
If you can start it, you can take it.
Okay.
ठीक है, तुम ये करते रहो, मैं ज़रा कॉफ़ी पी के आता हूँ.
अरे शंकर da, अरे शंकर da, help me with the bike. It's not starting.
So Dishant, what did you learn today?
That I have to like and share this video.
And subscribe to Happiness Per KM.